I know the title is what it is, and I'm a poker channel, so that's probably not what you want to hear, but it's true. Maybe not for the reason you'd expect, though. I have a good story to tell you. Last month, I went to Las Vegas. So, the first order of business. Today's video is going to comprise of 3 subjects. Poker. I'm going to go play that. Who would have saw that coming? But I'm also going to give you an explanation to where I've been, because it's been 3 months and I feel like you're all wondering, like, is this kid dead? Did he quit? Still here. Just So the reason why I went to Vegas, I was actually filming a prank. I traveled across the country in a full prison suit and handcuffs. Hey, do you have a key?
No, I didn't.
When I actually got to Vegas, I just decided to go play poker.
What happened with you?
Attempted robbery.
Robbery?
Yeah, like tried stealing too many girls' hearts. As soon as I sat down, everyone looked up and like, what the fuck? I also went to the Venetian. As I was leaving the Venetian, a woman in her 50s stopped like 5 feet in front of me. She's like, "Oh, you're hot. I'd suck your dick." And I was like, "You want to be my parole officer?" And she's like, "Oh, honey, you're far too young for me, but I'd totally suck your dick." And then I turned to my friend Cam and I was like, "You want to do it with him?" And so we got a bunch of scenes like that. It was going to be the best video on my channel by far. And the reason you don't see it today is because after we finished filming everything, it was all complete, we walked down to MGM Grand Rideshare. As we were waiting for the Uber, I set my phone down on the bench. And when the Uber came, we got in the car and I left my fucking phone at the rideshare. It had all the footage on it. I didn't back it up. I lost everything. Obviously, I realized as soon as I got in the Uber, we circled back within 10 minutes, but by that point it was long gone. I went to the security, asked them to check the cams. They said I would need a subpoena to do that. I would need to go to court. They didn't give a fuck. I called the police. They didn't give a fuck. No one cares. They're like, "You're 12 years old. Get out of our face. We have bigger things to deal with." And I was like, cool, I'll go fuck myself. That phone also had like 3 or 4 sessions of poker videos that I just didn't back up yet because I didn't get to it. All of these titles, they had full completed videos, and that's why you haven't seen any of them, because they're all like, some thief in the middle of Utah has like a hard drive of Eyring files. If they were smart, they would just put that on a Google Drive and sell it. I'll buy it. Keep the phone, dude. I just want the fucking footage. Ugh, it's so frustrating. I flew my cam friend. My friend named Cam. He helped me shoot everything. So we still have his perspective. Gentlemen, this is the behind the scenes. We're taking blue tape, my iPhone, and pasting it to my chest. Got a message on Hinge. It's gonna be a really awkward time to reply to that. You see this phone that I was holding? All of that footage is nowhere to be found. My friend Cam had to go back home. I didn't leave my bed in Vegas for maybe 4 days. I was at the Espresso. I complained about it on Instagram. My boy Ramsey hit me in the DM. He said, "Yo, throw me on a bird and fly me out to Vegas. I'm there. I'll help you film everything." So I bought a new phone. What's this? Not too shabby. How are you?
Hey, you in poker?
Yeah, I'm here for the World Series.
I had people come in the other day. They were like, we have a bunch of YouTubers coming in. There's like a bunch of cables. They're like, we have to get it all hooked up. We're streaming it. And like this big poker thing. I was
Probably like Eric Person, actually.
he had a bunch of hats in it, but
That's, yes.
Is it?
Yeah. Holy shit! Yeah! Go! Fuck! Fuck! I don't want to jump off a bridge anymore, but I'm still pretty upset that I didn't get... Fuck! That footage was so good. Fuck! All right, I'm over it. I'm not over it, but I'm gonna lie to myself until I am. Let's go to Walmart. Here she is. We need water, coconut water, and then a bunch of other shit. It's a crazy brand name for a fucking... Bought his plane tickets, shipped them off to Vegas, and we reshot everything. The Prison Break video will be out next week. Let's go lift iron until we can't breathe. I just took pre-workout for the first time in my life. My earlobes are tingling, and relax, I'm buckling. It's midnight! I'm ready to run through a wall! Let's go! I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I don't have any idea what I'm doing. I don't have a workout plan. I don't have a structure. I don't have really much of anything. But I do have the desire to get absolutely yoked.
If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. If you're going to try, go all the way. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. All the way. All the way.
I've read a lot that people who are working out frequently, that becomes the best part of their day. I currently hate going to the gym. I dread this shit. I'm looking forward to my brain going from, yo, dog, what are we doing, to I can't fucking wait to go to the gym, you know? All right, boys and gals, it's time for the part that you've all actually been waiting for. Let's go play some cards. All right, boys, it's been a while since I've said this, but we're back in action. In the game for $1,000, sitting at 2.5. Let's get rolling. In my opinion, suited connectors are more addictive than crack. Like, this is aces to me. It's a beautiful hand. Middle position raises to $20, and from the small blind, I think you can mix 3-betting or calling. This time I call, and the big blind thinks that's a horrific idea. He 3-bets to $75. Middle position calls, and we're getting a great price. We have aces. I'm calling. 3 ways to a flop that looks better than Margot Robbie in Wolf of Wall Street. That's not true. That's pretty difficult to top. I check. The big blind continues betting for $125. Middle position gets out of the way, and the big blind in this case is Mr. Rax. He's the guy from a few episodes ago who went all in for an hour straight. Pretty confident we have the best hand here, but I don't really want to fold out his bluffs. So I stick in the chips, heads up to a turn card. Hello. Once again, I check. Mr. Rax does not slow down, instead tossing out another $125. Listen, raising makes absolutely no sense. We have second pair. We don't really want this pot to get any bigger, but we're still beating hands like ace-jack, king-jack, flush draws. Raising, we only get called by better, and folding is far too weak. So I put in the chips. Dealer, let's see a river. The dealer says, buddy, no problem. Bada bing, bada boom, bang. Here's the 7 of clubs. For a third time, I check it over to Mr. Rax, praying to God that it goes check, check. He looks over at me. He's like, do you know who I am? I'm all in. And I'm like, you fucking f***. He ships it in there for $921. This is actually a really annoying spot. After like 5 seconds of thinking, Mr. Rax says,
pick a card.
I was like, huh? He said,
Which one do you want to see?
so I'm like, this one? So he flips over the 6 of spades out of nowhere. At this point, he's telling me he either has 2 pair, a set, or we have the best hand. 3-betting sixes isn't out of the question. You could do it with like 7-6 too. But there's really not that many hands we lose to. After seeing the 6 of spades, if you got it, you got it, dude. I stick in the chips, and he says,
Shit.
Mr. Rack shows 8-6 offsuit. He had the 8 of clubs. That's actually the card he was trying to show, but he told me that he switched his cards around so much that he actually forgot which was which. Next, we pick up Queen 10 offsuit on the button. The cutoff raises to $25, and this hand is what I would consider a piss missile. It's not good enough to call, but it's too good to fold. I make it 75 to go, and only the cutoff makes the call. I think it's important to note I'd fold this hand a majority of the time, but depending on position and player, 3-betting is, I think, reasonable. So, with that being said, we go off to a flop of Jack 8-4 with 2 spades. Listen, we flop ourselves a gut shot in a dream, and that's the only excuse I need to start blasting. I toss out money, and the cutoff calls, which kind of sucks considering we have queen high. But not to fret, we go off to a turn card, which improves us in no capacity. That's pretty sick. When the cutoff checks, I think he's going to call flop quite wide. A lot of ace-high hands, a lot of middling to low pairs. I think another bet here will get all of those hands to shrivel up and die. So I assembled $250, good old price of an Xbox, and the cutoff said, dude, that's literally a Christmas gift for my kid. I don't even know you. So he lets it go, which is perfectly fine with me, considering we have queen high. Piss missile. Next, our eyes are visited by 2 pretty cards in the small blind. The cutoff opens to $30, and I bump it up to $125. Only the cutoff makes the call, so Goat heads up to a flop of dog piss. I bet small, acting like I have something, and unfortunately the cutoff doesn't believe me. I look 12, so I can't really blame him. We go off to a turn card, which peels off, once again, 0 help. For the same logic from last hand, if I bet flop, I think I should continue betting turn. Just considering he's going to float so wide, especially in position. I think checking flop is fine, but if I am going to bet flop, I think I need to bet turn. I think I make a mistake and check here, and the cutoff decides to check it back, which indicates some sort of showdown value. So with that in mind, we go off to a river card, which bails us out finally. It's the ace of spades. Holy mother of God, let's go. If I had hands like king, queen, king, jack, queen, jack, I think I would just keep betting turn. That's why I don't like checking in this particular instance. But as played, hopefully he doesn't know that. I would use this ace as a card to bluff on for sure. I'm a stupid young kid. I get called light, so let's bet big. I make it 325 to go. We don't get snap called, which is good news. But eventually we do get called. I flip it over, and then get shown ace-queen. If I just decided to be a good player and bet the turn, that hand folds. This was just overall not a good hand. Here we look down at a suited ace in middle position. I raised to $30. Everyone and their mother makes the call. 6 ways to a flop. Sorry, 5 ways. 5 ways. Let's not get too excited. Ace 10-7 with 2 clubs. Action checks to me. With so many players in this pot, it's actually quite possible that we are behind a stronger ace. Sorry. I decide to check. Action checks all the way around. And we go off to a turn card, which peels off the 10 of diamonds. Just disgusting card. And even worse, the big blind leads for $75. This is a very strong bet, as he's betting into 4 other players. It feels bad to fold an ace, especially after checking the flop and under-repping our hand. But I just can't see the big blind bluffing. Dude, there's enough people in this pot to fill up an entire community college. If he has a bluff, and he's bluffing into 1,000 people, good, take it. I don't care. I fold. The big blind ended up having a 10. He had 10-5, and another guy called in the river. So good for him. He gets the money. Ship him the pot. At this point, someone at the table was giving me a lot of shit. I'll be straight up honest, it's not his fault. I am also very much in the wrong. We were being 2 passive-aggressive dicks. I wish we were at a feature table mic'd up because this was literally 2 14-year-old girls playing poker. It was nothing personal, but he just wouldn't shut the f*** up. I went to my car to grab headphones, and at this point, my phone dies. And I'm like, fuck! I decided to take a little joyride to McDonald's, picked up nuggets, fries, and a Coke. Meanwhile, my phone charged in the car. By the time I got back, the table was like four-handed and on the verge of breaking, and I was like, no, I really wanted to stack you. However, Mr. Rex said, I'll keep playing if you guys want to keep playing. And I was like, I am certainly in. And the trash talker in the one seat said, hell yeah. So we converted the game from 2-5 to straight up 5-10. There's nothing more satisfying in poker than someone talking a little smack and you getting the best of them. I put on my headphones and wanted to let my game do the talking. Here we go. Three-handed, 5-10. Let's fucking get it. Here we go. Three-handed, first interesting one of note. We have ace-3 offsuit on the button. I open things up to $30. Both blinds make the call. Three ways to a flop of 10-8 deuce. All hearts. Action quickly checks to me. I let a singular green bird take flight into the pot. Now the small blind check raises to $125. The big blind gets out of the way, and action's back on me. We have the ace of hearts, which means we block the nuts, and we also have the nut flush draw. Plus, even if a heart doesn't come, there's a lot of opportunities to steal the pot away from him on later streets. I decide to make the call, and we go off to a turn card, which peels off the 3 of hearts. That whole best hand thing we were talking about? Yeah, now I have that. The small blind decides to slow down and check it over to me. Corey, we have the nuts. We should put all the money in. We have the best possible hand. Buddy, calm your tits. Even though we have the nuts, I think a majority of the hands that we have in this situation want to check. For instance, if we have 10-9 with the 9 of hearts, or a set, or 2 pair, or top pair, or aces no heart, all of these hands are going to just check it right back. So, by betting, I think we actually condense our range to quite a small number of hands. More importantly, if we check, it feeds the small blind more rope to bluff on any brick rivers. So, I get tricky and check back. We go off to see one last card, praying to God to not see the board pair, and it doesn't. Even better, the small blind now decides to lead for $325. Now we get to play our favorite game called How Big of a Raise Is This Guy Willing to Call? The BeatBot GTO solver says raise like 2.5 or 3x, so I'm like, okay. I bet $900 and got snap called by the King of Hearts. Oh my god, what a sickening cooler. This is a hell of a start. In this next hand, we have Queen 5 of clubs in the big blind. Small blind raises to $30, and I flick in the call. Going heads up to a flop of Queen 10-5 with 2 spades. Getting blessed by the deck. Even better, the small blind continues for $50. My decision here is based on 3 reasons. We have a lot of money behind, there's a lot of draws on board, and I'm an asshole who wants to stack this guy. So I'm going to raise. I make it $150, and I'm absolutely stoked to see that this guy is going nowhere. He makes the call. Going up to a turn card, praying to see a brick. Dealer, show me like an offsuit duck so we can pile the chips in. The dealer says, hey buddy, I'm going to give you one of the worst cards in the deck. Son of a bitch! This brings in one of the main draws like King Jack. If he has a hand like King Queen or Queen Jack, this makes it a lot easier for him to get off the hook. And if he has Ace Queen or Ace 10, he just improved to a better 2 pair. So it's really not the best card for a variety of reasons, but we still got to continue betting. I think our hand is simply too strong to check. This time I bet $225, and this player quickly folds. That's not ideal. I wanted to get all of it. Next, we pick up the ladies, the 2 birds. The button opens to $40, and the small blind puts in a 3-bet to $175. Music to my ears. This is a perfect opportunity to squeeze. There's so much dead money out there. We're playing 3-handed. It just so turns out I have an absolute missile. Not even a piss one. It's just a straight up missile, dude. I make it $425. Action's back on the button, who goes well into the tank. I can see it in his eyes. He really wants to blast it off. After a few seconds, we hear two magical words.
Where is it?
I need to count.
1590.
Price is right, time is right.
Then the small blind goes into the tank for literally 5 minutes. How does everyone actually have a hand here?
If he wasn't behind me, I'd snap this off.
After a few minutes, the small blind finally lets it go. And, well...
Yep. Once or twice.
Whatever you want, brother.
Twice.
Sure.
Fine.
Yep. So me and my boy, Mr. Rax, are going off to see two boards. Gotta fade whatever bullshit he has. God only knows. So this is about the ugliest board we can possibly see.
You did it to me.
I mean, I have queens. Okay. And somehow we're good. So now we go off to the second board.
Sucker out. Yes.
Choppity chop.
Thanks, fucking.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
Oh my god.
Alright, I'm done. That just tilted me. Fold aces for.
We did?
Yeah.
This is a tough out here. Thank you for going to us, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate you.
Post-session results. We were in for this, out for that. I nearly made $4,000 tonight. If I just won that, if I held on both boards with queens against 10 A's of clubs, I would be up 4.1K, which is very good. I don't know, dude. I had a lot of fun tonight. It felt good to not run like piss for once. I ran pretty damn well tonight. So, didn't really do anything special, just ran super hot, and that'll be it. So, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, sub, and goodbye.